Hello, BookTube.
Hello.
Today's the day. Yay.
Yep. Well, I hope it didn't just capture a thumbnail of me scratching under my nose. If so, you won't see it. If it captured that, you'll see something else. But it's horror mayhem.
So today's May 1st.
Yeah.
First day of horror mayhem, which means week 1 is
upon us.
Is upon us, yes. So, for those of you who aren't in the know, which
most of you will be.
Most of you will be.
Yeah.
All 6 of you.
Yeah, well, no, most of them will know what horror mayhem is. We have a lot of people involved in this.
We do.
I keep seeing, the exciting thing is we keep seeing videos pop up of channels we don't know anything about, that we have never watched. And that is always exciting because that's more booktubers that we can converse with and all that. We even have a movie tuber that's involved. I found out a few days ago.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it is. So
I'm good if you want to do movies for horror mayhem.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love horror movies. That's probably our #1 genre.
Yeah,
It's not our #1 genre of books, but we do love them.
We watched one this morning.
Yeah, we did. It was called The Cursed. It was
surprisingly good.
Sort of werewolf movie, hybrid,
vampire,
changeling,
kind of something
strange.
It's very unquantifiable.
But we enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. But okay, so again, for those of you who don't know, horror mayhem is the entire month of May, and the month is cut up into the 4 weeks, and each week we have a different subject or different genre.
So the 1st through the 7th. So today through next Saturday, through the end of next Saturday, is supernatural beings or creatures.
So any short story under 250 pages.
250 pages. Any short story or novel under 250 pages. Yeah.
About any kind of supernatural beings you can think of. Mummies, dragons, cryptids.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, ghosts.
Yeah. Ghosts. I'm going to be reading a lot of ghost stories this week.
Yeah, I'll be reading some. I'm going to read some M.R. James and some Algernon Blackwood.
I'm reading some Joe Hill and some Darcy Coates. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great week. Week 2 is going to be a lot of fun, too, with Gothic horror. It's not the one I'm looking the most forward to, but it is one that I am looking forward to, because I'm going to be reading Carmilla, which is right here.
Me too.
And a whole bunch of short stories. Plus, we're also reading books that by authors that we're doing interviews with, whether they meet with the weeks or not. We still need to get them read before we interview the author. I refuse to interview an author and never have read anything by them.
Yeah, I'm finishing up a great book called Malevolent Nevers.
Yeah, by Tom Reimer.
By Tom Reimer, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to be interviewing him, I believe, on the 15th.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's the 15th at 7 p.m.
And speaking of which, today we're interviewing an author. What time are we doing it?
8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock. What is that? Pacific Time. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. But yeah, and we're going to be interviewing her.
You say her name. I can't say her name.
I think it's we're going to get with her a little early just so I can pronounce her name right. I think it's DeCuster, Nikki DeCuster. I'm pretty sure is how it's pronounced. I pronounced it wrong, I believe, the first time. But we will know exactly how it's pronounced when you get on to meet us at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try. I can barely pronounce my own name. So week 3 is cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Which is it's going to be a lot of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, a lot of H.P. Lovecraft read. Yeah.
I know I'm reading H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, we're also going to be reading The Thing in the Woods. And if we get time, we'll read the second book in that series. It's a cosmic series. But the thing is, we need to read it this week because we have an interview with the author on the 8th. So we'll at least need to get the first book read.
And then week 4, which is the one I'm looking forward to.
Me too. I think I'm
Really
looking more forward to
it
week
most.
4 than any of the others, and it's folk horror.
It's-
Yeah. Not
You beat me to the
folklore.
punch, didn't you?
Were you going to say folklore again?
I was totally going to say it on purpose, but still.
Yeah. Folk horror.
Folk horror. It's anything to do with folk tales and small town stories, stuff like that, or even cultural stories.
There's been kind of a revival in folk horror in the last decade or so, and a lot of it started with Hollywood.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago, they had that movie La Llorona.
Yeah, which was not a good movie, but
It was kind of an awful movie.
yeah,
But it's
I
still
think
based on a
about
really,
3 or
really
4 years
famous
ago.
Latin American folk story.
Yeah,
Then Baba Yaga was sort of revived with John Wick and Hellboy, and yeah, they've really started drawing from a lot of folk horror.
yeah. Well, I mean,
characters, and I love it
England has always excelled at it. The British have excelled at folk horror.
because where a lot of them come from.
Well, that and they have a lot more history than we've got in this country. The more history you have, the more folk tales you're going to have, the more folklore you're going to have, because you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of years to draw from.
Yeah, but
Thousands of years at sometimes.
I'm really happy to see a lot of the people who are taking part in Horror Mayhem this year are picking up small town ghost story books. Like there's I'm absolutely certain we could find one here, but there will be like a Donoghue series of short ghost stories, things like that, and people are doing that a lot.
Yeah,
this
they are.
This month, and I love that. I love seeing it.
Yeah, I have a book that if I can find it, I'm going to read some of. It's like that. It is Georgia only. It's North Georgia. It's around where we live. It's folk tales and I've got this right here, which has got some folk tales in it that I'm really excited to read. Tales of the Weird and Strange, and this has got a story in it by Paul from Paul Reads Books. And if you're not subscribed to him, subscribe to him. He, what I love about Paul's channel is Paul is very interactive with the people who join his lives. He does mostly lives. He will do an occasional pre-recorded video, but I enjoy getting on with Paul and doing his reading sprints. Whoops, sorry about that. It hit the camera.
You just don't want me in it. I see how it is. It's fine.
But yeah, and I'm going to be reading that this week. Paul's story, anyway. I'm going to be reading Paul's story, and I'd like to get the rest of the book read throughout the month if I can get the time. I'm definitely reading Paul's story.
There's one thing we wanted to tell our readers about, our watchers.
What's that?
For a good idea for a graphic novel for folk horror. Is it called Harrow County?
Harrow County.
Harrow County. It's a fantastic graphic novel if you can get your hands on it.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely steeped in good, an old timey but in folk horror. It's a really good horror graphic.
It is hoodoo based, which I find fascinating anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's not ancient folklore. It's not, hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Well, to be honest, it would fit in with every one of the prompts. Even cosmic.
Yeah, it would.
It'd fit in with every single one of the prompts. If you're floundering, you want a good graphic novel. Harrow County. Is a really
I think
good
there's
one.
6 or 7 trade paperbacks. But if you're on Comixology which is $6 a month, and you get unlimited graphic novels to read. It doesn't have everything, but it has a lot, like thousands upon thousands of graphic novels, and it has the entire Harrow County.
It has some amazing artwork too. It's a great graphic novel.
It is. It's great. I'm also let me look and see which one it is I'm reading now, and I'll show it to you while Becky's talking.
Oh wait, I have to talk off the cuff.
Yes.
I can't do that. My conversational skills are crappy.
No, they're not.
No. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how people react. I know there are a lot of people this month who haven't read horror much at all, and I'm excited to see how people react to it. And I think that's why the short stories and novellas format really, really lends itself to new readers. It keeps people from jumping on top of the Stephen King ramblers.
Yeah, and turning themselves off of horror.
There's nothing like 400 pages of introducing every single person who ever happened to live in a town to turn you off of horror.
And you'll hear people say, but that's what I like. Okay, that's what you like, but that doesn't mean that that's what you should recommend to everyone. I love it too. You know, I love that kind of book. I love an 800-page epic that keeps your attention.
See, that's the thing, though. If it keeps your attention, that's great. But when the story starts about 400 pages in, that's an issue.
Yeah, I'm going to be reading this throughout the month. And as you see, it's a Comixology original. You can buy it, or you can just subscribe to Comixology and read the entire 6-issue arc for $6, and then get rid of it if you want to. But it's called Night of the Ghoul. It's by Scott Snyder, one of my favorite comic artists or writers.
That's a great cover.
The art in here is just excellent. I really enjoy it. Well, that's really simple. But
we don't want to talk about simple. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the art's great.
Yeah, I really enjoy the art in this comic, and I would recommend it. I'm only a couple issues in, but I'm going to be reading this throughout the month, and I love it. So that's something like that.
Something I'm going to do. I was thinking about how creepy that picture is. Something I'm going to do this month. I'm going to try to do it for every Friday. I'm going to do a video on whether or not what I read that week scared me,
or creeped you out,
or creeped me out.
Yeah.
Because it's actually surprisingly hard to do where books are concerned.
Movies scare the crap out of them.
Scare the crap out of me, but yeah, books they don't really creep me out all that often. So yeah, I think that's going to be a fun little video for me because I'm going to be reading a lot during the week.
Cool. I look forward to that.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it.
I think so. And we have some great co-hosts.
Yeah.
Check them out. I don't know if we're really going to have time to add them to this video because we got to get this video up before our interview, which is in an hour and a half.
I can copy and paste it.
Okay. All right. If you got it well in hand, then, then grab it and copy and paste it because you got to be back here in an hour and a half.
I'm not organized at all, but I can do that.
From now.
Okay. We're done.
All right. Talk to you all soon, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.
Enjoy your horror stories. Your short stories are calling. Go read.